Before we begin, a warning. This video contains discussions of sexual abuse and assault. Some details may be graphic and disturbing. Please use discretion while watching.
By what happened to me that afternoon. I have been in therapy for the last 18 months. There are words to describe what it felt like to know that I was losing control of my ability to function and protect myself.
Dr. Matthews wasn't just any cardiologist. He was trusted with lives. A respected Denver cardiologist, he was well known in his community, successful, and seemingly living a kind of life many of us dream of. But as we've seen time and time again, appearances can be deceiving. Because while Matthews was projecting an image of a caring professional, his personal life was spiraling out of control. Behind closed doors were secrets, and when lies weren't enough, he made a choice that would stain his reputation and his career forever. From 2019 to 2023, Dr. Stevens Matthews lived a double life. By day, a respected cardiologist, a board-certified affiliate of major hospitals, trusted with lives of his patients. But by night, prosecutors say he was something far darker, a predator who used dating apps to lure women into his home, where he would drug them and violate them while they were helpless. The facade shattered. May 2023, a woman told Denver police she had brunch with Matthews, then accepted a drink he made afterwards. Then within minutes, she felt strange. Her memory went blank for most of the day. When she woke, she found hickeys all over her chest, marks that hadn't been there before. She had blacked out. When she confided in friends, heard something chilling. Years earlier, a family friend had gone on a date with Matthews and endured the same similar experiences. Just 5 days after his arrest, other women came forward, one after another. By May 2023, 10 women had stepped forward, each describing nearly identical encounters. A date arranged in Tinder and Hinge, a drink carefully prepared, and suddenly disorientation, memory loss, gaps that swallowed for hours. And then waking up mid-assault, too foggy to fight back. The details were hauntingly consistent. Bruises, bite marks, ripped clothing, confusion, a horrific snapshots flashing in and out of consciousness. Gaslighting, Matthews brushed it off, insisting that they were just too drunk. One woman ran out barefoot into the freezing night, desperate to escape. Another lasted for 87 minutes in Matthews' home, drugged, filmed, assaulted, and sent away in a rideshare car with torn underwear and a head wound. And yes, Matthews sometimes recorded his assaults. At trial, survivors were forced to watch those videos, reliving their trauma right in front of strangers. Police recommended dozens of charges. Prosecutors filed 51 felony counts and over 20 for sexual assault and more than a dozen for drugging. This was calculated. Prosecutors told the jury Dr. Matthews had deliberately and very particular way of identifying and selecting his victims. This is a man who felt entitled to rob women of their memory and their dignity. And here's the terrifying part. Matthew had already been banned from Tinder and Hinge, but the bans didn't last. By 2022 and even into 2023, his profile was live again, ready to lure more victims. As allegations mounted, Matthews agreed to stop practicing medicine. By 2024, that temporary suspension became permanent. The Colorado Medical Board stripped his license, calling his conduct unprofessional in the most serious terms.
She says the only reason she felt comfortable going on a date with Matthews last year was because he was a doctor.
She met him through the dating app Hinge, liked that he was a doctor, had a dog, and was outdoorsy. Because she too had a dog, liked hiking, and works in the healthcare field.
By what happened to me that afternoon, I have been in therapy for the last 18 months. Stephen Matthews took away what normal looks like for me. I developed debilitating anxiety and PTSD when having sexual encounters, where men touching me made me tremble and cry. There are words to describe what it felt like to know that I was losing control of my ability to function and protect myself, and that there was nothing I could do to stop it from happening. He took away my freedom. He took away my ability to live a carefree existence.
Today, there is a room full of pain. And this is pain that you have caused your victims. Mr. Matthews, you have diminished this world. You have dimmed many of its lights. You've hurt our society, and it's a darker place because of you. We find the defendant, Stephen Matthews, guilty of sexual assault, physically helpless.
Yeah, today Stephen Matthews, a former Denver cardiologist accused of drugging and raping 11 women who he met on dating apps, was convicted on 35 of 38 counts.
And during the trial, the prosecution said Matthews would meet the women on dating apps, take them out, then take them to his house where he offered them a drink and drugged them before assaulting them. The assaults took place between 2019 and 2023.
In August 2024, a Denver jury convicted him on 35 to 38 counts, and the survivors, one by one, stood in court and pieced together their shattered memories. Some remembered waking to find Matthews on top of them. Others could only recall fragments, shame, and the aftermath of an unexplained injuries. And one woman confronted him in a text, saying, "Why were my tights ripped?" His response? A dismissive shrug, gaslighting her once again. On Friday evening, Judge Eric Johnson looked Matthews in the eye and delivered him the maximum penalty allowed by law, 158 years in prison. "You have diminished this world," the judge said. Denver District Attorney called his crimes despicable and praised the courage of all these women that came forward. People who take advantage of others the way Matthews did will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, she said. "I hope today's sentence brings some comfort to his victims, whose bravery brought this predator to justice." The assault spanned over 4 years. Some survivors remember only fragments. Others carry the horrific images of Matthew recording them without their consent. All of them still live with the scars of what he did. The story of Stephen Matthews isn't just about a doctor's fall from grace. Oh no, it's about the danger that hides behind polished resumes and charming profiles, and about the women whose courage finally pulled this mask off this predator. In the end, Stephen Matthews' name will not be remembered by his career or credentials, but for the lives that he shattered and the justice he couldn't escape from. His story is one of power, abuse, trust betrayed, and also the survivors who stood tall in the face of it all. Until next time, please stay safe, look out for one another, and lock your doors. Bye for now.